What's up, and welcome to another episode of Bullseye View. Of course, I'm the host with the most, coming from Division Street here at Bullseye View Studios at the Duck Blind in Nashville, Tennessee. Today, I got my ace in the hole. This is Albert Haynesworth, everybody. Yeah. But yo, the Vols, they bounced back after that Georgia loss. How do you feel about the Vols? How are you feeling they're doing, man?
Man, after watching UT play Syracuse, we went down to the game in Atlanta, and I wasn't feeling so great about it. I'm still not feeling great about our defense because we just let too much little stuff slide. We can score points. We score a lot of points. And that's what I think we're built on, is to score score more points in a team. But us playing defense, defense wins championships. So just to go and score a bunch of points, it's great, it's exciting for the fans, but I like a low scoring game.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're getting the win. I think, Heupel's game, the way Heupel coaches works, he runs the ball, spreads them out, and then he lets the quarterback throw the ball downfield. At the end of the day, it's the beginning of the season, and I know it's about building until you get to that end of the season. I like UT to be in the finals, but let's jump over to my squad, Syracuse Orange, man. You saw what happened down in Death Valley. You couldn't have missed it. After an hour and a half rain delay, we knocked off not such a good Clemson Tigers team.
Wait a minute. What is the Orange Men?
They're orange, actually. They're the Orange now.
But what is the Orange Men?
I don't know. Hey man, I didn't go there for the
I know what a volunteer is.
What is a volunteer?
A volunteer.
Davy Crockett?
For the
That's
Mexican,
Davy Crockett.
For the Mexican War, yeah.
Okay.
So volunteers, Vols.
You know what? I gotta have that answer for why they came up. We're the pack though. We're I know that. Damn, you got me fucked up right now. I do not know why we are the Orange, man. When I went there, we were the Orange men. Now, I don't know. All I know is that we had a very impressive win up there at Clemson 2 weeks ago. We had a lackluster performance. Look, what I do know is we gave our best effort against Tennessee. We could have played better the first game. Second game, lackluster performance against UConn. Coach Fran had their ass running after an overtime win at Syracuse. Get your ass on the line. Get your ass on the line.
So, all right. So, our first game, I thought it was going to be, not say a cakewalk. I thought it was be a little test, but not a major test. But, seeing the way you guys played, seeing the way Syracuse played, I was just oh, we ain't worth shit.
Damn, that's
no lie. I was just all right.
We just ain't go away, right? We're not gonna go away.
Right. But the way I'm thinking, I was after seeing that performance, I'm and with our defense, I was if we score if we win 8 games. It's a hoorah. It's a good season.
I like the way where y'all at.
No, but now you seeing you guys and what you have done, we're a better team. You guys are not a joke.
Yeah, we ain't no pushover.
Yeah. You guys are ACC contenders.
Yeah, I hope so.
You could definitely
I think so.
Definitely take it the ACC.
And that's Coach Brown's mentality. That's his fly. He was at Georgia before he got to Syracuse. You know what I'm saying?
Team.
And 1,000% under Kirby Smart. So he comes with a different philosophy. And in this day and age, a lot of real football isn't really being played. A lot of coaches are getting into positions where, they get a lot of money. They're not really pouring into the kids. They don't really care about the kids or the program for that matter. So I love what Coach Fran is doing. And you can always go back to his philosophy. And I'm wearing this shirt today. It's dark. And that's what the kids be wearing. Stands for detailed, accountable, Detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough. So you need to be detailed. You got to have that accountability. You got to be relentless, and you got to be tough. So that's something you can buy into. And when you go out there against a bear, like Coach Fran said, after they played Tennessee, he's like, yo, we're going to hunt bears. Yeah. We like to hunt lion and bears, and sometimes the lion and the bear is going to get your ass. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to come back and fight. So, being an alum from Syracuse, it makes me feel good to have someone there that cares. And as, you think about coaching philosophy in the sports realm, period. If you're a good coach, always has a philosophy they can fall back on. Like if you're on a 3-game losing streak, you're on a 4-game losing streak, you've had your coaches be like, all right, guys, let's get back to basics. Detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough. Yeah. That's what we are. Right. So you get to those things and your team locks back in. And I think that's kind of where you can kind of transition.
Well, just remember my first year, 2002, your first year, like starting.
Yeah.
Remember, first game we played the Eagles. We beat them at home.
Yep, great game.
Then we went on a 4-game losing streak, and then what official was just said like, hey, forget about the games. Like let's like break the season up into to quarters.
To quarters.
And it was like let's just take it one game at a time. So that's how we got to take it. Same thing with like Syracuse. You got to take it one game at a time. Like I didn't say like I lost faith in my Vols, but like I didn't see a great performance against Syracuse. But like again, like as we continue to keep building, I know we can score points. I know we can contend with the top teams in the country. Like you guys, y'all can win the ACC.
You spoke about when you got here, we went to the playoffs, the AFC Championship, and then we weren't that
Closest
good.
I ever got.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I ever got to the AFC, to the Super Bowl.
Went to the AFC Championship, we're a playoff team the next year, and then there was years that we were 4-12, 5-11.
5-11, 4-12.
However it works. We got worse. we were in the reverse.
Because we were 11-5, and then 12-4, and we was like 5-11, and then 4-12.
Yeah.
And then we went like 8-8. That's when I was just like, but we had three. I know we had 3 teams with us that should have definitely like been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So now with this current Titan team that's 0-3.
Oh shit.
What do you think could help them? What's a remedy to kind of get them off the schneid as a team? What are some things that some of our teams did in the past that you think that they could lean on?
Bro, like, I ain't got no damn magic wand. I done looked at it. Like, I don't like the defensive scheme. I watched it. Like, when it was like trying to like stop them like 4th and 1 or whatever. The whole scheme was off. Like, he's trying to like body to body instead of like running like 2 wide ends like we used to do, and then like crush it down. Like we control stuff just with our defensive ends and tackles. We control stuff. Then
but we ran a 4-3. We ran a 4-3. They run a total it's a totally different screen.
Hybrid, whatever. Everybody's trying to like trick everybody. Like if we just like line up, you teach the freaking position, line up like how we did. Watch, line up, man oh man, who's better?
Beat the man.
We already trying to like trick people. I mean, all I do is look at like the front 4, and I'm looking at like how they play. Like, dude, like. And already got like he's going in with his shoulder. He's already like inside. He's already blocked inside. And then you're gonna have a guy coming down from 4 or 5 yards to stop it. You got a whole huge gap.
Well, you're talking scheme, but first of all, it starts with attitude. You know what I mean? It's a mentality. You could teach the scheme all you want.
So all right. So what's gonna happen when you like you've been doing that scheme and the shit ain't been working?
Well, what I'm saying when it's
like that.
When it starts with what I mean by when it starts with attitude, just coming off the Colts game, you have Michael Pittman Jr. talking about they look flat coming out for warm up. When their names were being called out, you're playing in the NFL, making a lot of money. you dream as a kid, have your name being called out of the tunnel, and you're flat. So I can't speak to that.
When you
It has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with scheme. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, it's about believing in the system. Believing in the system that you with. And if you don't believe in the system and you see like the attitude, like the flatness, like I mean, one, you got your leaders there. If they don't believe the shit's gonna happen, like what do you think is gonna happen to the team?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's no way the Colts are like not 18, but they're not
Not a coach.
like in the like I saw like what was it like the 6 like 3-0 teams. There's no way the coach should be a 3-0 team.
Well,
they're not that good.
How do you know?
They wouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's the third game of the season. They were better than all 3 teams that they played. The Titans were the first team to make them punt. So what you can say is right now the Colts are good and the Titans are bad. That's the fair of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think our fucking scheme is terrible.
Sticking with some NFL, Baker Mayfield's been dangerous, and he's a guy that, he's led to like 3 comebacks in a row. They're 3-0. They won the division the last 4 years. Obviously, he's had a resurgence since, he played under Tom Brady for a couple years, and then he was passed the torch, and he's very mature now. And I like the fact that he kept his edge because he was like, this game was personal. He's like, that coach cut me. I'm going to have me coming off. You see him, had him in a 3-point stance, had him doing all types of bullshit. This coach cut me. He's in the NFL striving and thriving now. So that's my guy. What are your thoughts on Baker Dangerous Mayfield?
Man, I love Baker. He's a guy like high-round draft pick. I don't know if he was like number 1, but a very high
Overall,
number 1.
Walk on.
High-round draft pick. Get to a team. He's number 1 overall. He has to succeed. He doesn't succeed. Like say he's a bust. Then he bounces to another team. Doesn't work out there. And then I think he bounced to like another team. Everybody's like kind of gave up on him. People started calling him like Johnny Manziel 2.0.
Yeah.
But then boom, he lands in the right system, and now he's showing exactly who and what he is. And I love that for him. I love it. I love watching him throw the deep ball, and I love his freaking attitude.
Love it.
I
love his attitude.
He has a defensive mentality.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog. He can put he can start. If he keeps playing like this, he'll work his way into the conversation of Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Stafford, Herbert. I think obviously
let him win a championship. Let him win.
He's dangerous.
Yeah,
he's feeling dangerous.
Let him get loose, and he's gonna be something else.
As a number 1 overall pick, there is a lot of pressure. We're talking about college football and college coaches and stuff before, and there's a lot of pressure right now on, coaches, in general. What do you think? In my opinion, I feel like coaches aren't given enough time to really show what they got. You know what I mean? I feel like, look, if you come to a team and the cupboard is bare, you ain't got no ingredients, the food gonna be nasty. You just gotta whip up what you can whip up, baby. You know what I'm saying? We all been, I ain't gotta say we all, but, we had to eat that government cheese once upon a time. You know what I mean? Then you get some more ingredients. Now put that government cheese in the stove or the toaster oven. Now you got cheese bread. You know what I mean? So I feel as if pressure on coaches is a motherfucker. What do you thought?
All right. So let's look at this. Let's look at our new coaches here in the league. All right. Do they have any stars on their team? They do, right? They got people, and this is where.
Who are you referring to? Who got stars?
I mean,
Schottenheimer in Dallas has stars on his team. So, you got to think about this, right? If you take a Schottenheimer situation and Brian Callahan situation, 2 totally different situations. Schottenheimer walked in with an offensive line, with a quarterback, with a wide receiver, with built-in pieces. Callahan is working with the number 1 overall pick.
So we ain't giving Will Levis a shot.
He did.
He had a freaking shitty ass line.
There's still one there.
Right, a shitty ass line, and so this kid right here is trying to make plays. I felt like he's a young type Brett Favre. He's a gunslinger. He's gonna do this. give him a time to like to be. You didn't even protect the guy. You already just like dump him, you know. Then like you come in and you want to like put your scheme in, not looking at your scheme, like not looking at your people that you have. Like, hey, what's best? What is best to fit this guy, this guy, this guy?
I ain't talking about
SEC.
Will. At the end of the day, the pressure to perform got to him. You know what I mean? I don't really want to make it about Will Levis, but like there's a certain expectation when you're on the football field, when you're a first-round draft pick.
Say he was second round.
Right, but I was thinking about Traylon Burks, you know, so all these different things. That's why you talk about
a lot of good picks the Titans have made in the past few years. I mean, what was a guy from Georgia? Never played it down, first round pick.
And that's my point. We'll get into that next episode. I appreciate you. I will pick up the conversation next week. I want to do something different this week. I got a segment that I'm calling What's Good in the Hood, where I go check out local entrepreneurs, businesses, and tastemakers here in Nashville. This is where we make it happen. What's up? I'm standing here with my man, Kunal Patel, a.k.a. KP, one of the owners of Mill Creek Brewery here in Nolensville, Tennessee. Let me give you a quick little story of how we met. I was in Miami, the one hotel, having a Paloma, and his wife was actually sitting next to me, and I had my Just Love hat on. And she was like, oh, is that Franklin, Tennessee? I'm like, yeah, Franklin, Tennessee. And then we started chatting, and my wife came down, then Kunal came down, and then, we've been cool ever since. So, to start from the top, what made you and your partners purchase Mill Creek?
Sure. Mill Creek's been around since 2014. We are not the original founders. We kind of look at ourselves as the second stewards. The brewery is going to close in 2019. Email went out to the local customers. Between my partners and I, we decided to take the opportunity, see if we could buy Mill Creek, bring it back to life. We became the second owners in January 6th of 2020. So right before COVID happened. Unfortunately, we did have to lock our doors during COVID, but we found creative ways to keep the brewery alive, keep it going, reformatted our tap room, created some awesome new beers, increased that lineup, and then just made sure that we became a community focus here in Nolensville.
2020. COVID. I opened my Just Love in 2020.
That's right.
I had issues with getting product. What were your main issues? The product embargo?
Absolutely. With us, we use a lot of cans. So purchasing cans during COVID was kind of a difficult process. A lot of the can manufacturers were selling directly to larger companies. So, like for example, a popular soda brand would purchase all the blank cans from the manufacturer for a set price and say, hey, we'll buy your entire inventory. Right. So for the smaller folks like us, we had to kind of shop around, figure out where can we purchase our products to continue doing business.
So this is my first time here, man. You've been telling me to come for
Absolutely.
Years. So I know I got to get my tour now. What's
Absolutely.
up?
Let's show you around. Let's show you what Mill Creek's about and get you some beers eventually.
Yes, sir. All right, so this is where it all starts?
Absolutely. So this is the heart of our brewery. It's our brew deck. Every beer that we make comes out of this facility right here, whether it's our lagers, IPAs, our seltzers, our seasonals, our sour projects.
Does each beer have a different container?
No, so the way it all kind of basically works is beer's got 4 ingredients, simple ingredients: water, some sort of grain, hops, and yeast. So these are our boil kettles. So everything essentially starts in grain form, gets boiled here for X number of hours depending on the recipe, and then we'll get introduced with yeast. The yeast will eat up the sugars, burp out some alcohol, and then we'll move it into our fermentation tanks to finally become the beer that it's going to end up becoming.
How long is that process?
Depending on the style of beer, it can be anywhere from 10 days to 6 weeks. Generally the lagers take a little bit longer. We do some beers that are a little bit longer than that just to help them develop the proper flavor, proper profile, color, everything.
Well, all that beer talk, I think I need to get one.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm going to show you how to properly pour the Oktoberfest. So I want to rinse the detergent off the glass.
Rinse.
Give it a little shake. And you don't want to let the tap actually touch the glass because that's gross. So you want to hold it at an angle. And just let it go before it gets to the top. Turn it. There you have it.
Yeah, perfect pour. All right, let me see what I got.
Got it.
I don't know. Let's see.
Well done, my friend. Well done.
Yo. What has been some of the challenges as an entrepreneur in the beginning, and then now that you kind of hit your stride, what are some of the things that you have added that weren't here before that you see are helping your business grow as now?
Absolutely. So, I mean, just as any entrepreneur has probably experienced, growing a business is being hands-on. You got to do the dirty work, you got to do the gritty work, being available for your staff, being available for your guests, and it's also learning. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to make a beer that doesn't taste as great, we got to get rid of it, and we start over. The biggest thing I think I've learned of being an entrepreneur is never giving up. Just like when you're on the field, you never give up, you continue to keep pushing forward. And just the same with any business, wake up every morning, think of the things you want to do and go after them, chase after those dreams.
Right.
But there's going to be challenges. I mean, it's part of business and you find ways to do it. For us, one of the biggest things when we took over the brewery was to make it more family friendly, to encourage, not only for people to come in, but also for us to give back to the community.
Do you show games and stuff on all the television?
Yep. So we've got
obviously this is after hours. It's not open right now.
But no, we've got multiple TVs around. We've got multiple projectors. So whether it's watching football on Sundays, catching a basketball game, any Tennessee sports we showcase 100%. Preds, Vols, Titans, Vandy as well. Can't forget Vandy. But no, going back to the community effort, that's our mission. We make beer, but we also always want to give back.
Now that's cool, man, because obviously I'm repping because I worked this morning, but that's one of the reasons why I got into being an entrepreneur here in Nashville. When I played, I had my Believe in the Chief Foundation where I gave back to underprivileged families and foster youth. And Just Love being a coffee company that does the same thing, and they give towards adoption and families as well. It just was a no-brainer. So everything that you said, I've been in it 5 years just like you, went through the COVID just like you, and then to be standing and striving 5 years later, I think is pretty great. So I can drink to that, my friend.
Absolutely, cheers.
Cheers.
Everybody has a podcast. Not everyone has a Bullseye View. It's about football, what it's like to have played the game, and life after it. Coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, a city with its own unique story that will bring you each week when we show you what's good in the hood. And of course, we'll discuss all the hot topics coming from the top NFL and college football games. Bullseye View. We're not here to underdeliver.